guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video is going to be a tag video. And today's tag video is the mid-year book freakout tag. This tag was created by Chammy from Read Like Wildfire and Ellie from Ellie Jane, so I'll leave both of their original videos linked down below. And I was actually tagged to do this tag, and I was tagged by Alyssa from Sushi Dragon Master, so I'll leave her video down below as well for you guys to check it out if you like. But this tag is basically you talking about some of the best or even worst books that you've read so far in the year. And I actually did this tag last year in 2016, so if you like to check out that video, I'll also leave it linked down below. And just like last year where I gushed about one book in particular, I will be gushing about one particular book that I read so far this year that was amazing, and it is An Amber in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I will be mentioning this book quite a few times throughout this video, so just bear with me. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright, so the first question asks us, what is the best book that you've read so far this year? It's definitely An Amber in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I absolutely loved this book. It was so interesting. The world was so amazing, and I especially loved the characters of this book. They were so well-rounded characters that really came to life, and they went through this tremendous character growth, and I just really enjoyed this story. I actually did a book talk on this book, so if you like to check out more of my feelings and thoughts on this book, I will leave the video links down below. And then question number 2 is the best sequel that you've read so far this year. And so the best sequel that I've read so far this year is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. This is the sequel to An Amber in the Ashes, and this book was beautiful, like so gorgeous. The world is developing more, we're able to see more of it. The magic system, we're able to glimpse more of it, and the characters just continue to grow and develop, and they're so just so good. This book, I think I may like this book better than the first book, but I don't know yet because they're both so fantastic. Alright, and then the third question is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. So I'm going to talk about a new release that I actually have on my shelves, and it is A Crown of Wishes by Roshani Chatsky, and this is the sequel to A Star-Touched Queen, which I did read last year, and I really enjoyed it. It's not a direct sequel, but it is a companion to the first book. I believe the main character of this book is the sister of the character from the first book, of the main character from the first book. But I really loved the Star-Touched Queen. I thought the story, the world was really interesting, and the writing style was just gorgeous. Definitely want to read it. I've heard a lot of great things about this book. Alright, and so the next question is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So I actually have a couple. I'm really anticipating Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. I'm not crazy about the cover. It was just reviewed a few days ago. I don't think it's terrible, but I think they could have definitely done better with the cover. That's just my opinion. I also am definitely anticipating Renegades by Marissa Meyer and Warcross by Marie Lu. They just look like they're gonna be so good and fantastic. Alright, and then the next question is your biggest disappointment so far this year. And I actually just finished reading this book. It was just so disappointing. The storyline was just so interesting, and it just fell flat. And it is Three Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake. The storyline just seems so interesting. It is about this fantasy world where every generation a set of triplets is born. 3 sisters, and each sister has a different power, and when they turn 16, I believe, they have to go and fight each other, and whoever comes out victorious is crowned the queen. So it sounded really good, and there was so much potential, and the author just didn't bring it. The storyline had a lot of plot holes and a lot of inconsistencies. The characters just were very flat, and there were too many of them. In the first half of the book, there were so many characters being introduced that I got confused and overwhelmed by the number of characters. Also, there was a love triangle in this book, and I hated that love triangle. I wanted to burn and die, and there was insta love, and there was cheating. I really wanted to DNF this book so many times, but I really pushed myself through it because I heard that the ending is fantastic, and it was. The ending is really what saved this book for me. I did not see that plot twist, and they left us on a huge cliffhanger. It is the only reason I am going to pick up the next book when it comes out in September. Alright, and then question number 6 is your biggest surprise. And of course, I'm going to mention again An Amber in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Tahir. Now, if you've been on my channel for at least the past month, then you know how I feel about this book, how much I loved it. I picked up this book primarily because a friend of mine, Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophile, she had to read this book, so she was like, hey, let's buddy read this book. I was never intending to pick up this book. It wasn't within my radar. I was not going to read it anytime in the near future. I was just there. I knew I was going to read it someday, but not anytime soon. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's read it together. And I ended up reading ahead of her, and I loved this book so much. It was so good. And then question number 7 is your favorite new author. Now, it can be an author that's new to you or an author who just debuted a book. And so I am going to go back and mention Sabaa Tahir. Sabaa Tahir has a beautiful writing style. She just, like, the way she writes just immerses you in the story, and she really makes you connect with the characters and really get inside their minds. Her world, her imagination, her storytelling is just absolutely fantastic, and I would so highly recommend it. And then number 8, your newest fictional crush. And I'm going to mention this book again, Elias Venturi, the other main character. He is beautiful. I talk a lot about him on my book talk, but he was just such a great character, and he went through this beautiful, amazing character development, and I really just, like, I connected with him. It's been a while since I truly connected with a character on, like, an emotional and deep level. Alright, and then question number 9 is your newest favorite character. And I was gonna talk about Amber and the Ashes again, but I decided to break the cycle and just talk about a new book for once. And I'm going to talk about Cinder from Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. I loved Cinder. I felt like she was such a strong character, but she's one of those characters who doesn't realize how strong she is, and that just made her very endearing. And I really loved Cinder. She's definitely one of my favorite characters of all time because I just really enjoyed her. And then question number 10 is a book that made you cry. And of course, I'm going to talk about In Monster Call by Patrick Ness. This book was so sad. So sad. I cried, like, I seriously cried ugly tears reading this book, and I actually saw the movie like 2 months ago, and it was so sad as well, but I feel like the book just depicted way better, and it was just like I couldn't, my heart broke a million pieces. Alright, and then question number 11 is a book that made you happy, and so I chose My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the story of Lady Jane Grey, who was a real person in history, and so they took the story of Lady Jane Grey and they twisted it, and they have magical elements, and they made it comical, and it's hilarious, and I love this book so much. If you have not read this book and you're thinking about it, I highly recommend it because it will crack you up. Alright, and then the next question is your favorite book to film adaptation that you saw this year. To be honest, I haven't seen a lot. I still haven't seen 13 Reasons Why, even though I recently reread the book, but I did watch Before I Fall, which is based on Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought they did really well depicting the message from this book. Alright, and then question number 13 is your favorite video that you have done so far this year. I have to say that I'm really proud of my bookshelf tour that I finally done. It was my most requested video on my channel ever. I'm also really proud of the vlogs that I've done where I went to different book events and I filmed it for you guys because I'm not used to vlogging. I'm working on my vlogging skills, but I'm still really proud of how my vlogs came out so far. Alright, and so the next question is the most beautiful book that you've bought so far this year. And I wish I already had this book, but I actually bought a beautiful UK first edition of An Amber in the Ashes, which is right here. This book also has black stained pages, which I'm so in love with, and I ordered it 2 nights ago, but it's coming all the way from the UK, so it's gonna take about 2 weeks for it to get here. So I obviously don't have the books in my hand yet, and I cannot wait to have it because it's so pretty. Alright, and so the final question is, what books do you still need to read by the end of the year? That's pretty much my entire TBR. I have so many books on my shelves that I haven't touched, that I bought but still have yet to read. I buy books faster than I read them. It's just, Alright, so that was the mid-year freak out book tag. I love this tag. I just love talking about some of my favorite books and some of my not so favorite books that I've read so far in the year. But anyway, let me know down in the comments below what is your favorite book that you have read so far this this year, because I would really love to know. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All of my social medias are linked down below, including Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads if you'd like to follow me. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day guys, and keep reading. Bye!